I apologize for the network issue. Please, can we hold? If you are live now, can you go to your classroom and just, drop the link there? I apologize for the network issue. Please, can we hold? Please do me that favor. Go to your classroom, drop the link. Let's do this ASAP. I don't want to postpone the class at all because I have a lot of things. I'm trying to share the link, so please bear with me. Okay, thank you, Gloria. I see that you already dropped in your classroom. Wow, thank you, Abdullahi Miriam. Yeah, without wasting any time, I'll just start. I believe that people need us. All right, thank you. I refuse to relent. I refuse to be. So, guys, if you are with me, please can I just get reactions before I start? Because I would have to, run through a lot of things. If you are with me, please let me get reactions. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you. Call me back. Okay, Hudo, Omolara, Logical, Miriam, Okon, Moonshot, okay, Yusuf, Salaudin. All right, so let me just shoot. I know I've gone over this before, but let me just try to start again. So I mentioned that being an administrative virtual assistant is like a basis, like it's like it's like one of the skills you should actually have. Beyond it being a niche, is also a skill that every beginner VA should have, because at the end of the day, if you want to become a podcast management um virtual assistant, or a blog management virtual assistant, or a website maintenance virtual assistant, you still need some basic things, like knowing how to um manage emails, manage calendar. For a podcast management virtual assistant, you would need a scheduling, like a scheduling skill, to be able to actually help your clients with various scheduling, emails, checking their emails for them, and all of that. So at the end of the day, as a as an administrative VA, you actually as a virtual assistant, sorry, you actually need the administrative skill to scale, you get. And that is why I am putting it upon myself to pick this niche, and teach you in details all you need to about it. Email overload is a pervasive issue that affects productivity and creates stress among professionals. It is very, very common among professionals, among CEOs, among founders, among coaches, name it. And understanding its implication is vital to an administrative VA, as they are as they play a crucial role in managing emails effectively and ensuring a more organized and efficient work environment. I said it earlier before the network issue started, that an average professional receives over 100 emails per day, and they will spend nothing less than 2 hours on their email in a day. And the sad part is that 50% of these emails are, low priority emails, or even irrelevant emails. This type of emails are the emails you get from from your bank. This is not even bank alerts now. There are some random emails we actually get from our banks, from maybe a logistic company you've used before, maybe maybe a food delivery app that you've used before, maybe you know quite a number of any app, any software that you've somehow signed up on in recent time, or like in the past, to get emails from them. And because of this, important messages now get buried in all of the low priority emails, and it constantly kills productivity. So that is where you come in as an email management virtual assistant. You you basically just help your clients to filter out the noise are the low priority emails, the irrelevant emails, and help them to see the important emails, the emails that truly matters, you get. And you also help them to ensure that none none of their important emails get missed out. You help them to create systems um that that works for quick decision making, and we'll get to all of that in the course of this class. And common clients email pain points, like what they go through, the pain points they actually go through. One of it is inbox overwhelm. They just have a lot of those running from, like, a whole lot of it. And they also miss out important emails sometimes I think it even happens to me sometimes that I start looking for emails and I'm like, okay, I thought I saw these emails now. I thought I received this particular email. Where is it? Where is it? You understand? Until I now had the knowledge of, being a VA, what I can do as a VA and all of that. That was what really helped me. You get? So they need somebody that can stop all those their chaos and bring a working system to them. And this is where inbox zero philosophy comes in. Inbox zero philosophy is where it comes in. It basically means that you control your inbox. You help your clients to control their inbox. And don't get me wrong, inbox zero does not mean zero emails in your inbox. It means zero emails requiring decision or maybe attention. You know the way you open your Gmail and you see 2,300 and something in your inbox. Do you know that you can actually reduce that 2,000 something to zero? Yeah. So that is what inbox zero philosophy means. Like that is what I know you would have seen it. Oh, I how I help my clients from Kiniko thousand, 2,000, something email to zero inbox. That is basically what it means. Every email you know, has been processed and taken action on. You get? And the core principle of is that your inbox um is your inbox is clean. Permit me to use that word. You don't have unnecessary low priority emails just clogged together. When I'm saying your, just know that I'm trying to just refer to your clients. It might not be you. Of course, you're learning this for yourself and also to be able to perform it for your clients. So just understand, just ride with me as we go on. So now we have five. For me, I have five email actions. I have five email actions. And that it basically means that when emails come in, I have like five ways I actually tackle those emails. Number one is there are some emails that comes in and I delete or archive them. And this type of emails are spam newsletters. You know, all those newsletters that you never get to read them. Your clients will never get to actually sit down and read them. Please delete them or archive them. All those for your information emails, which might not necessarily need your own attention or your clients at attention, archive them or you delete them. Yes. And if it is an email that you feel you you might need them later, you just archive them, because so that when you search for it, you will still get them. But if there are emails that are truly irrelevant, like the ones you get from UBA, the ones you get from GIG logistics, or the ones you get from MTN or all those, delete them ASAP. So number one is you delete or you archive. Number two is you delegate. There are some emails that comes in that they are not, let's say your client has a team and an email came into maybe your company email or something, and it is not you that will directly actually work on that particular task or something. You need to delegate them. Forward it to the right person immediately. You forward it to the right person immediately, or you maybe assign it to that team member. Just get it off your client's plate immediately. Don't keep it and say okay. No. delegate it in immediately. Number three is respond. There are some emails that they actually came in for your clients and it actually needs their full attention. So you give quick response to those type of emails, or maybe you set a reminder, or you schedule a time. Sorry, I think I'm missing something. You to for the third one, I said respond, and it means these emails needs your client's quick response, or maybe you need to carry out that task immediately, like you do it immediately, you complete it immediately, and you move on, and you move on. The next one is defer. There are some emails that are not so important, like for that, at that particular point in time, they don't really need that, that's they don't need your attention like ASAP. So you can set a reminder for them, or you get them out of your inbox, set a reminder, schedule time to actually handle them, and that is, it will leave your inbox. Then there are some that you do it requires actions beyond you just responding. So you do them, schedule a time to complete, add, maybe you need to add a project management or a task management system. Just make sure you execute it immediately before you move on. If you got that, can I see in the live chat, mention the five mention the five email actions that I just mentioned now. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Our time is fast spent this night. Quickly, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, delete, archive, respond, delegate, defer, and do. Delete, archive, delegate, respond, and do. I mentioned five. Okay, delete, archive, respond. Delete or archive, delegate, defer, do, and do. Delete, archive, delegate, respond, and do. I mentioned five. Okay, delete, archive, respond. Delete. Okay, so now we'll be moving to systems, like smart email systems that will help you enhance your workflow. Smart email systems that will help you enhance your workflow. And we're going to be talking about label and folder systems. Label and folder systems. So if you are using Gmail actually uses, but if you are using Outlook, you use folders. So for the sake of this class, we will just pay attention to Gmail, which is labels. I know quite a number of us would have seen the label um feature in Gmail before, but if you have not, my 7 tools every virtual assistant should know, has a Gmail run through, and in that Gmail run through, I spoke about how to create labels. So this is just a theory part. This is just a theory part. So primary, I will talk about different type of essential label structures, like how you can actually label emails in Gmail. And number one is primary labels, which you can do by you label them by the source or category. And by this I mean maybe your client name, if you are managing multiple clients inboxes. So you can label by their names. You can label by project names. Maybe you are on a project, on one or two or more projects. So you can label by project. You can label by team or department names. You can also label by important contacts. So maybe you have VIPs, you have key stakeholders, you have you have um you have team leads, so you can label by important contact as well. And if it is that you are dealing with vendors, or some you are dealing with products and commodities, you can label by vendors, by suppliers. So that is the primary label structure. You can have action based labels. Me, I love to use this one a lot because it just helps me to know um what to do at a particular time, you get. So you can label by action required. Maybe it needs your own attention, your own action, or maybe it's action, so you label them by action required. You label them by Another way is to label by waiting. So maybe you are waiting for, it might be your own response, it might be your client's response, it might be like a your client's customer's response. So you can label by waiting for. So by that waiting for, you already know that, oh, this set of emails in this label are waiting for an action, like they are waiting for somebody to actually respond to it. Another label type is to put to read. So this is when maybe you have articles, you have newsletters, that the way all these newsletters are actually low priority sometimes. Sometimes I still feel, oh, I want to read this particular new newsletter, and I'll just put it to read. There are some labels that there are some emails that they need follow up, so you can label them and just put follow up. So you know that, oh, these emails, they actually need me to check back to know the progress or something. And you might and another one is reference. So maybe you might need the email later. You might not need it at that point in time, but maybe later you are going to need it to for to like make reference to. So you just put it in the reference label. Another way is to label by status. So maybe urgent, this week, next week, this month. It might be Mondays, it might be Wednesdays. So you just label by status. Another way to label is to put administrative labels. So let's say maybe receipts, invoices, contracts, events, travels, name it. And you can also label by using the color coding strategy. That also works for me. I love it because I love colors a lot. I love colors a lot. So you can also label with color coding strategy. So you already know that, oh, red is for urgent, orange is for maybe this week or to review or something, green is for this, purple is for this. So you can just use different color code to actually um label your emails. So the best practices, let's talk about for best practices for labels. Number one is that you keep the structure simple. Keep it simple. Keep it for people that forget things a lot. You can label something and you end up forgetting that, oh, you label this and this is what the label is actually for. So when you keep it simple, it's not something that will skip your mind. Keep it simple and relatable. Keep it simple and relatable. Someone like me, I don't like to use red though, because when I see red, what comes to my mind is danger. You get? So you cannot go and label something that needs your client's response with red. No. I don't know if you actually understand what I'm trying to say. You cannot, or maybe like an important email, and you label it with red. There is green there. Red is saying that maybe it's a deadline already, or it is something that is bad. Let me just put it that way. I know you actually understand what I'm trying to say. So you don't put things that you will end up now forgetting, or you end up now, and no. So you should keep the structure simple. Just keep it simple and use consistent naming. I just said that. Use consistent naming is very, very important. Review and clean up unused labels. Maybe it's monthly you want to be doing it, or weekly. You cannot have one label that you've had since January, and now we are in November. You still have that label and it's not even tallying with the kind of tags that you are doing presently. So you have to review them and clean up, delete labels that you feel they are not relevant to you again. Document your systems for clients. It's very important, so that you don't mix clients emails up. You don't mess up, because if you mix it up, is a big trouble. Is a big trouble, because I can't imagine you putting client A, or going to respond to client A's customer with client B's request or task. You see that that's like danger. That's the danger, and I'm sure you don't want to find yourself um in that kind of fix. You get? Another one is filters. And filters just basically automate email sorting to streamline your inbox flow. They automatically apply actions to incoming emails based on rules you set. So these filters are um they are they work automatically. They help you to automatically sort your emails. And that is why that is where tools like Sanebox comes in. I think you should check Sanebox out. Sanebox. I'll put it in the Sanebox. Sorry, Sanebox, not sand. I'm using my husband's what's it called, to Sanebox. So that is where that kind of tool comes in. You can auto label by sender, you can auto label by subject, you can also auto archive by maybe low priority, priority inbox setup, spam and clutter management. You just you already, thank you logic, yes, sane box, that's it. So it works like an automation tool. So let's say you want to auto label by sender. You say all the emails that is coming from a particular CEO, like maybe from a client, or it might not be a CEO, a client. You already label it CEO, so it just goes directly to CEO. All emails from a particular client, you label it with that client's name, it goes directly there. Maybe a team or a team member, you name it, it just goes there directly. You can label by subject. Let's say if it is urgent, let's say the subject contains urgent, maybe urgent kini kan kini, urgent communication with so company. So far it has urgent in it goes to that label. It goes to that label. I wish there is enough time for us to just go through these things together, but I don't have that luxury of time. Don't let me like promise you what I will not be able to do. But just use Sanebox. Sanebox has that feature. You don't have to stress yourself. Just download Sanebox. You can use the Chrome extension. Trust me, your client inbox is made for forever, forever. You can also archive by low priority. Let's say newsletters or emails for your information emails. All those emails that are low priority, they just go there immediately. They go there immediately. Spam, yes. I think spam, in fact, spam already has a space in my own multiple. So all those promotional emails, social media notification, they just go to my spam immediately. Immediately. So it's very important that you create filters. You create filters. So if you are with me, labels and filters actually. If you are still with me, let me get reactions. Let me know if you are getting everything that we're talking about. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, logical. All right. You might be wondering why I'm looking sideways. That's where my iPad is. I'm using it um to I'm using it to monitor everything that is happening in the live chat. Yeah, so let's move on. Email triage strategies. And this is essential for managing your emails effectively. It's just basically you prioritizing. That is what email triage is is used for. And we have a priority matrix for emails. Is divided into four. Is divided into four. So number one priority is urgent emails plus important. So there are some emails that are very important, and they are also urgent. Williams Farouk, you're saying network is actually not encouraging. Well, we don't have a choice. We just have to manage it that way. Urgent plus important. So there are some emails that come in very urgent, and they are also important. You have to respond to them within 1 to 3 hours. 1 to 3 hours maximum. They are true emergencies. It might be that the client is facing issues and it needs urgent attention. The second priority is not urgent but important. They are important emails, but it does not really require you to like answer immediately. But even at that, you should answer within 24 hours. You should answer within 24 hours. Plan and coordinate yourself to actually respond to that email. Then the third priority is urgent but not important. So these are the kind of emails that you can delegate. You just delegate them immediately. Can one also use the same box on mobile? I'm not sure. I have not tried it before. Has anybody tried same box on mobile? Please, can you give a response to Quadri? So I said urgent but not important. So these are the kind of emails that you just delegate. You forward it to the person that will carry it out ASAP. You get. And the last but not the least are the not urgent and not important. So these are the kind of emails that you delete or you archive. Yes, because or you even unsubscribe, like all those bank emails, all those food delivery app emails and all of that. So you can just unsubscribe them, unsubscribe them. So can I get the four priority matrix, email matrix in the chat box right now? Let me know that you are following me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. I want us to be pumped, irrespective of what the network is doing to us. As long as you can still hear me, you can see me, and you are following, we are good to go. We should not back down. We should not back down. We should not back down. I'm waiting for us though. So before we move to the next lesson, I'll just talk about how we can maintain zero inbox. Yes, and it's not enough that okay, maybe we did it this month and we achieved zero inbox. Next month our client's email is going back um to being thousands. No, 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 no. So you should have a daily habit. You should have a daily habit of running through your client's inbox. Don't leave Never leave inbox without processing. As those emails are coming, please just take them out. The ones that need urgent attention, the ones that are important, the ones that you need to unsubscribe from, make sure you do that. So you can have daily habits, you can have weekly habits. It can be that okay, weekly I want to be deleting messages that I feel they are low priority. I've watched them, okay, for the week, and I see that okay, my client does not need these emails. I will archive them or I will delete them. You get. So we can have weekly habits, we can even have monthly habits as well. You get. So these are practices that we should uphold. It will save you the stress. Actually, it will save you the stress, because if you lose or you are looking for an email or something, the client will just you are the one responsible. You are the one responsible. So these best practices are what you should imbibe. They are very important that you actually imbibe them. And I'll also talk about common inbox pitfall. And number one is that you treating inbox as a to-do list. And no, you should not do that though. You should move tasks to the actual task management system, like ASAP. Don't say, oh, I'll do it later. Don't do that. Don't do that. In the course of you saying you do later, you do later, you can omit something, and what you are omitting might be might be as important as your job. So don't treat your client's inbox as a to-do list. Another one is marking as unread so that you can remember. Don't do that though. It's better you actually use labels, or like you star the emails instead of you marking as unread. No. Keeping emails just in case, you don't need that. You can just archive. You can just archive. if you have watched it over, like maybe you've given the email 1 month maximum, please just archive the email. Archive the email. Processing emails constantly. You should actually batch process at scheduled times only. So you should not overly how do I explain this? You should not overly process emails. And overly processing emails means that you are you over label, you over filter, like you have too much filters or too many filters or too many labels. You might you might get confused. Yes, you might get confused. So you should not do that. You have to keep your system simple and functional. Something simple and very functional. Another pitfall is not unsubscribing from unwanted emails. You should aggressively unsubscribe from all those food deliveries, all those apps, all those, like, because most times when you sign up on a particular software or an app or something, you will automatically start getting newsletters from them. So you should actually unsubscribe. So that is that about that. That is that about that. The last thing we'll talk about, this is not even in my notes. I just remembered, and I'll just run through it. And it is how you onboard your clients. So you, as an administrative virtual assistant that will be managing your client's email, you might ask, how do I onboard them? Because they're hiring you in the first place because they are in chaos, they need your help. So you actually need a system to onboard them. Onboarding means like to they've employed you. How do you kickstart? You get, how do you kickstart? So number one is that you should audit their current situation. Like, know what the current issue is, what they are facing, how intense it is. Then you now help them set up labels, set up filters. um you help them to process their backlog to zero. You also help them to document. Yeah, you can refine their system. You actually need to even refine their system, how how their emails come in, how they label them, how you've put them into filters and all of that. And it's not enough that you onboard them and you help them come up with a particular system. You should also maintain that system and continuously improve. That is how you can be on top of your game. Don't do your optimization maybe every 3 months. No, you should do it every month. Monthly optimization, very very important. And trust me, your clients will be so happy with you that, oh, I actually hired the best of the best. So that will be all about email management. Do we have any question, any contribution? Did I leave anything else? So you actually need to go watch my the video on Gmail, just to get one or two things, just to put a face to a lot of things that I have mentioned this night. I hope I'm not alone. Oh, are you guys with me? Yes, Okon. Yes, you will. We spoke about it last week. Everything that we spoke about last week, about you being reliable, you maintaining high confidentiality, you being you yes, I think those are the two. This is where it comes in, because they are going to give you their passwords, they are going to give you the password to their account, you get. So that is how you actually start. You cannot help them manage their email if you don't have their passwords. Yes. Okay, should we move on to calendar management? And any other question? Any other question? In the absence of none, let's talk about calendar management. And this is basically you protecting your time or your client's time, because um this particular aspect is crucial for effectiveness. It is crucial for effectiveness. And a calendar is not just to schedule, it is a strategic tool that determines what gets accomplished, how productive someone now is, you or even your client, their stress levels, whether they actually achieve their goal, and their work life balance. So calendar is not just to schedule, no. It's actually a strategic tool that helps you to determine all of these things: how productive you are going to be, how stressed you are going to be, how accomplished you are going to be, your work life balance, how you are going to achieve your goal. Yes. And the cost of poor calendar management for a client is, I mean, now, if a person or a business actually have poor calendar management, number one is that they are going to be double booked. They are going to experience a lot of double booked meetings. There will be no time for focused work. They are going to constantly miss deadlines. They will be burning out from back to back meetings. No time for strategic thinking, or even have personal time. It is when we actually have personal time that we get productive. As a business, if you don't have a good calendar management, you are going to miss opportunities. You are going to have poor decision making. There will be low team morale, because the boss is always rush, like you are not on top of your game. Yes, there will be wasted time as well. So as a virtual assistant, that is where you come in. You are not just scheduling meetings, you are actually protecting your clients time. You are helping them to create space for deep work. You are helping them to prioritize what really really matters. You are helping them to anticipate conflicts. You're helping them to optimize their energy. In fact, this one is very very it is one of like the key VA role, because when you now manage your clients calendar well, you're helping them to actually optimize their energy. You are helping them to save their energy for what truly truly matters. You get you get so that is that. You said, does the client give you their login details? Also, I think I just answered that. Also, how do you know who to delegate an email to? You will be in their team now. So if you are working with someone, You will obviously not be the only person that you are working for the person. And even if you are the only person, delegating can mean that you are delegating to your boss. Oh, it is for your boss to do, so you just move it to your boss table, I mean to your client's table. You understand? And if it is a team thing, maybe there's somebody in charge of social media account, there's somebody in charge of finance and all of that, and a mail came in that is that needs the attention of the person in finance, so you just delegate to the person. So it can be anyone, it can be anyone. Okay, so that's your question. Let's move on. Did we all get what I said in calendar management so far? Did we all get what I said? Please, next time when you ask a question, just hold on, your question will be attended to. Thank you. So let's talk about calendar organization principles. Calendar organization principles. They are the non-negotiable, like there are some that they are like non-negotiable time, and these are like time that that requires your client commitment, maybe like a customers meeting, or a presentation, or maybe a board meeting, maybe a meeting that needs, critical attention, or maybe there's a deadline coming up, you get. So these are like the highest priority, that they are non-negotiable time. So you are going to have to create time for that, for your clients. And they are also the strategic time, and most times these ones are just for the deep work. Maybe your client needs to actually bury his or her head for like 2 3 hours in a particular business operation that needs their attention. So you help them to actually protect that time fiercely. That was what I was trying to say earlier, that calendar management is not only that you are helping them to actually schedule, you are also helping them to protect their time. And sometimes this might mean that a customer, maybe one of their customers, or like there is something that is coming up, and you feel that, oh, this thing is low priority, you help your client to turn it down, not rudely, politely. Oh, Mr. So 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 will not be available at this time of the day, but should we schedule for this time of the day? It is because you actually know that, oh, that time they want to use it for a deep work, or they want to use it for something that is highly important than what is at hand. So as a calendar management virtual assistant, you're not just doing that. You're not being a calendar management VA for just to help them, okay, schedule all of those things. You are also helping them to protect their time fiercely, fiercely, fiercely. So there is also the collaborative time, and this is most times when you have team meetings, internal meetings, cross functional collaboration, one-on-ones with maybe direct reports and all of that. So you you also have to schedule time for this intentionally, because these are the kind of meetings that help the business operation to move forward. So you have to schedule a time for it. There's also the administrative time, where you you do a lot of expense reporting, quick check-ins, email processing, administrative tasks. You you can batch all of these tasks together and you just work on that. Obviously that's not for your clients, that is for you. That is for you. There is also the flexible time where all work and no play you get. So you help them as schedule catch up time for overruns, unexpected urgent matters, breaks, transition. You help them with all of these things too. So let me quickly attend to questions. That's where Ija comfort. I really don't understand. You said you're a bit lost. Maybe I should come again on the calendar management. What should I come again? The gallows. You said, what is the job market like for a virtual assistant? Well, I think I need you to be direct, to be more direct with your question. That will help me to know how to actually answer you. Mm, calendar management means to protect. Okay, so let me move on. I would expect response from you, the gallows and Ija Comfort. How do we manage multiple Abdullahi Miriam? That is why you're a VO. You you're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to do what works for you. Yes. So that is why I said, even as a virtual assistant, you are going to have to implement everything that you are learning. You get, you are you are a VA to someone. At the end of the day, you are going to be a VA for yourself. So everything for me now, even before I started coaching, I have systems that run like effectively. I have a what's it called? A project manager. I have my own Trello boards that I just, put things on for my own personal use. Like, client A, this is what I have to do for the person. Client B, this is what I have to do. Client C, this is what I have to do. So at the end of the day, everything that you are learning, you are going to have to even practicalize it with yourself first, because you are going to need it. You cannot do it with your head alone. You are going to need working systems actually. You are going to need working systems. Can't manage calendar management be merged with email management? Actually, they are both under administrative virtual assistants. I'm just picking them one after the other. So as an admin VA, you are going to manage calendar, manage emails, and the other things that we're still going to talk about for this administrative VA class. Any more question? Any more questions? Another aspect of um another aspect of um color code calendar. Did we? Okay, time block. Another aspect of calendar management is time blocking, and it's just basically you blocking out time for some particular um task. So you can decide to say, oh, for morning blocks we want to do deep work, like morning times between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is for deep work, focus time, no meetings. You are protecting this particular time for your client's most important work. You can do that. For midday, oh, this is what I want to do. After my lunch or my break, I can start jumping on meetings, collaborations, social interactions and all of that. Maybe in the afternoon, maybe around 3 to 5, you can say, oh, it is for administrative tasks. I have emails, I have a lot of wrap up that I need to do. I need to prepare for the next day. I need to, um plan basically. So that is what time blocking is. So you can do that for yourself, and you can also do it for your clients. For tomorrow, my for today, my client is doing this. Sir, this is what I have for this is what I have planned for you to do from so time to so time. Midday, this is what I have planned for you to do. Afternoon, this is what I have planned for you to do. So you just, get all of those things together for them. You understand? Do we all understand? So that is what time blocking means. You are blocking a particular time for a particular thing. And most times, as a virtual assistant, this is what these clients even need. It is part of what they need us for. They just want somebody that can help them arrange all their, should I use the word live in quotes, their business life. Let me put it that way, because some people struggle with balance and all. So they want you to come up with these working systems for them. Multitasking is what makes a VA, especially for an CEO. Yes, thank you, Salaudin. Can we rewatch this live video later, ma'am? Why, Ibiyemi Gloria, why are you asking this question? For the last two classes, have you not been watching the videos again? There are some questions you should not ask again, please. Please. Also, let's talk about color coding in calendar. This is just a way to, for me, I see color coding as something that just enhance my it helps me to enhance my productivity, because I love colors a lot. I love colors a whole lot. And when you design a calendar, like a scheduling system for your clients, and you implement the color coding strategy, they looking at it alone, they are blown away. They don't see it as work. It's just a way of you easing their stress. I see it, that is how I see it actually. It's just a way of you easing their stress. So they are even going through the calendar. They are not they are not feeling, all stressed that what am I reading? What is this? What is that? Because it is colorful. As you can see on my slide, you can see how colorful this. Imagine someone placing this in front of you. You'll be eager to actually go through it, and it will just come with that ease. Even if you are working, like you are putting in the whole work, you are doing the rigorous work, you will still not, you won't feel it. You will just, you will just be happy going through it and all. So that is basically what color coding is for. You just put different, decide to say, okay, blue is for internal meetings, green is for deep work, yellow is for administrative time, purple is for, personal appointment, orange is for travel time, um green, okay, I think I've mentioned green. What other color? I don't like to use red. But you can actually use red, and you know that, oh, this red is for important, um like a very important task. So as you're seeing the red like this, you're knowing that, okay, this is this is something that needs quick attention. You get. So that is just what color coding is. So we'll move on to meeting coordination. This is also one of the skills you need to have as an administrative virtual assistant. So this is the third thing we're talking about today. We've spoken about email management, we've spoken about calendar management, we've spoken about, but now rather we're talking about meeting coordination. Melody, yes, yes, yes. It is also in that seven tools. It is also in that seven tools. You are going to see the calendar management video on my channel. So we're talking about meeting coordination mastery, and this is just basically you gathering information. You gather information, and that can be that you let's say there's a meeting that is coming up. You come up with the purpose of the meeting, required attendees, and estimated duration, the time frame. Is it an online, a video meeting, or maybe it is in person, preferred time. You just gather all the information that your client needs for the meeting. Another thing you do in meeting coordination is you check availability. So you have to review all required attendees calendar. So you just talk to them, okay, my boss wants to have a meeting with you. Are you available at so 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 time? Are you available at so 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 time? You get. And you also consider time zone. I think we're still going to talk about time zone. Time zone is something that is very, very, very important to know as a virtual assistant. Yes. So you consider time zones, you check for back to back meeting. Maybe there are meetings that are clashing or something, or they are coming back to back. You check for them. Another step is to propose options. So you can include different dates, date time. Of course, you would have spoken with your clients first though, to know their when they are available. Maybe they've given you like two dates and two time. You can put it out to the required attendees as well, that okay, will you be available at this time, at this on this day, at this time, for this duration. Specify the time zone clearly. Very, very important. Very, 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 very important. And you can also set deadline for confirmation. We're in Nigeria, and I think it's not only a Nigeria thing. Humans generally just have a way of taking things seriously when they see that there is a deadline attached to his to it. Then the step 4 is you should now send out invitations. The step 5 is you send reminders. So it's not only that you've sent out the invitation, and in the invitation actually you are going to have to include clear descriptive title, the date, the time zone, the meeting link, the agenda of the meeting, preparation needed. You can also attach the attendees list to it, or any relevant link or document that is actually needed. Then you can now go ahead to send reminders, maybe like 2 days or 3 days after you've sent the invitation. And when the meeting day is actually approaching as well, you should also send reminders. You can send reminders a day before, some hours before, 1 hour before, 30 minutes before, then the meeting itself. You get. So that is what is expected of you when you are a meeting coordinator, like when you're taking up the role of a meeting coordinator as a virtual assistant. Yeah. Are you still with me? Can I get reactions? Let me get reactions. Let me get reactions. Am I alone here? people should say the truth though. Okay, you said you are with me. So what I just explained, yes, I assume meeting coordination is actually a part of administrative VA role. Yes, 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 it is part of it. What I just explained is like when you are preparing for the meeting, when you are preparing for the meeting. So the next step is for you to share clear agendas to keep the discussion in the meeting focused. It is very very important, and that is when you send meeting briefing meeting briefing. So you just send the brief, you have the date, you have the duration, you have the link, you have the attendees, you can have the agendas, the objectives as well, and you can have the key points. Let's say, okay, we want to talk about budget request, we want to focus on a particular thing and all of that. You you just make sure you had all those things to hit, so that you don't spend unnecessary time talking about things that are not really really important. So agenda actually help you to stay in line with why the meeting was called in the first place. Yes. And as a virtual assistant, it's not also enough that you have prepared and you have the agenda. When the meeting is going on, you have to take detailed notes. Take detailed notes, track actions, note decision made. Okay, maybe somebody mention something, we have to donate 500k. Den somebody now say, no, 500k is too small, let's do 1 million naira. Somebody came again and say, 700k is okay. Those are like three different options already. I'm sure in the meeting they will have to deliberate and they will now go with a particular person. So maybe they now went to with, oh, I think 1 million is a good number. Let's go with 1 million. You should take it. You should make sure that you actually note that decision that has been made. Watch the time. Make sure the time is not, you don't exceed more than the stipulated time that has been allotted for the meeting. So as a VA, these are the things you should do. So these are what you are going to do during the meeting. So after the meeting, that's where the follow up comes in. You can send actionable notes and tasks to all participants. So you will send the meeting minutes. That's where the meeting minutes comes in. You send lists, action items with owners and deadlines. You can attach any relevant documents. You confirm the next steps, and as a VA, all of these things are very very important. Important. Did we all get that? So for meeting coordination, you have three phases: the preparation, the agenda, and the follow up. The preparation, the agenda, and the follow up. Note only decisions, not suggestions before the decisions. I really don't understand that though. Do you know that you being the meeting coordinator, you are not going there to go and be talking, no. You are attending the meeting with your client. Why you are there is to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So they don't need any suggestion from you o. All you are doing there is to listen attentively to everything that is being discussed. Do you get, Okon? Do you get? So let's quickly move to time zone management. As I said, it is very very important. I struggled with this a lot. I'll have to be very truthful with you guys. I struggled with it a lot. In fact, what is saving me right now is because I use an iPhone, and the world clock on it is just perfect. Like, very perfect. So it makes it very very easy for me. So as a virtual assistant, you will frequently work with clients in different time zones. You will frequently work with clients in different time zones. Team members are around the world. Your clients might hire you as a VA, you are in Nigeria, and maybe the next person he or she is hiring is from India. Maybe the person is the social media manager, or is hiring the email marketer from US. You get? So you are going to work with different clients from different time zones. You are going to work with team members from different time zones, and you have to jump on calls, you have to do meetings. So one time zone mistake um can make you lose clients, or even make your clients lose their customers. It can waste multiple times people's time. It can damage professional reputation. It can cost money. So it is not something that you even want to take with levity. It's not something that you should take with levity. So um I will just go ahead to mention time zone conversion tools. There are some built-in computer tools like world clock. I mentioned it. For me, I use world clock and it works perfectly for me. There is Google Calendar actually shows multiple time zones. There are also online tools like worldtimebody.com. There is what's the name of this one? Um timeanddate.com, so you can explore that as well. Then we also have like all these browser extensions. I think this just helps you to, you know, everything on your extension is just, on your Chrome is just, um in different time zone. Timezone.io. I think I'll just drop all of these things. I'll just drop all of these things in the classroom. There is time zone converter, there is world clock, there is timezone.io. Let me answer people's. I'm asking if while taking minutes. While you are taking minutes, you take note of everything that was said in that meeting. Suggestions before they now reach the decision. You are going to take note of everything. In fact, you now mention the people that actually said that particular thing. Mr. Lagbaja said this, while so person opposed and said, but alas, this was decided on. You get? So you are going to take note of everything. It will be advisable to record most meeting with one client as a meeting coordinator, so as to go back to the recording. Okay, so I was going to come to this subsequently when we now start coming on live sessions to just maybe pick a tool and talk about it. So there is a particular tool that makes the job easy for virtual assistants presently. That's Fathom, Fathon. I don't know if I got it, but I think that's it. Fathom. All you need to do is just to install the extension, and it takes, in fact, that that tool works perfectly for you as a virtual assistant. It takes all the meeting minutes. It takes everything from A to Z. It takes everything from A to Z. So you can explore. You can explore it. Fathom. I want to believe that I got it, but I think this is it. Fathom, yes. Fathom. Fathom. So that is that about that. So let's move. Data management. Documents and data management. Are we all with me? Are you all with me? Oh, Conan. Okay. Okay. We're taking too much time today because of the network issue, and I really want to finish this before. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll talk about and another aspect of being an administrative virtual assistant is document and data management. You are going to be doing a lot of file organization, file management, file storage as a virtual assistant. So as a VA, managing client files means that you are responsible for creating system anyone can use. In fact, I love to talk about this a lot. It's not enough that you are a VA that has an A game in file organizational system. You should be able to create a system that anybody can use in the nearest future. So let's say um you created a document for your clients about maybe a particular thing. Subsequently, people should be able to use it. People coming, not let's now not even talk about the fact that maybe you stopped working with the person. Let's talk about the fact that there you have team members. Your team members should be able to actually use the use the file easily, ensuring that nothing gets lost, finding files quickly when needed, managing version, securing sensitive information, enabling team collaboration, maintaining system over time. So these are the things you do as a data manager. As a data manager. So common file management problems. Some people will say, I saved it somewhere but I can't find it. That's because you don't have a consistent location, or you lack poor search keywords, or you name with something very unclear. You get. Another thing is maybe um you there's a way we use the same file, maybe we update and all of that, and in the process of us updating and updating and revising on coming up with it just gets lost. It just gets lost, or we can't even find, like we can't even put our fingers on it. So these are like the problems that clients have, that make them really need an administrative virtual assistant to sort out all of these things for them. So an while you are coming in as a file or document manager, you help them with structure. Like, you recommend folder structures for easy access. So you create a folder, maybe client A. You as a VA, you also need this. You create a folder, client A. In that folder, there are a lot of things, maybe expense tracking, um manage maybe file management. You just have a whole lot of things, and you name them correctly. You can decide to name after your client and put maybe the date or something, but you ensure that you name correctly. For me, the system I use is that I put your name, Ademola. I put what is in that file. Let's say it is about a school, Adebola school, and I put the date. And there are sometimes that I don't even use my client's name or anything. So far it is in my client folder, so I ensure that I always create my documents in my client folder. I name them correctly with the particular thing that is, maybe it is about a research, web research, DBA research, MSc research. So far it is in their clients, in their folder that you've already named them. You get. You can even name by project. So let's say project food for all. So you just put food for all, put your client's name. So this file naming conventions actually save you the stress of misplacing files. It saves you the stress of misplacing files. Are we all with me? I feel like I am talking to myself. Oh, DB. I was talking about file naming. You get. DBA is doctorate something. So let's say you have a client that is maybe writing her DBA or something. So you can just put, the DBA is the project name. You get. So you just put a DBA, or Odnola DBA, so so person DBA. You understand? So you just name your you name your files with what exactly you are what exactly is actually in that file. So the different types of documents that VAs format, your client can give you standard operating procedures. They can give you internal documents. It can be marketing materials. It can be deliverables. So another formatting principle, and another thing we'll be talking about is formatting principle, and quite a number of us made a mistake on this. While I was going through our while I was going through um our assignments. In fact, there was one person that she actually did the assignments well, but the formatting was very poor. Formatting means editing, and there are some of you just lift AI and just dump it. You don't format, you don't do anything, you just dump it that way. It should not be that way. Oh, we should actually do better. we should do better. We should do better. So while you are formatting, you should look out for consistency. You should look out for white spacing. You should look out for readability. I should not be squinting my face to read things. No, 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 no. For consistency means, you are looking out for same fonts, same heading style, consistent spacing, standard margin, all of those things, colors. you know for white spacing, you check the line spacing, you check the space between paragraphs. Are they equal? You check margin around images, you check color, all of those things. Readability, don't go and use font 8. The person you are delivering to will not see it. Or should go and use, no, the standard font is 12, at least 11 to 12 points. Your document will be readable with that. Professionalism, please maintain business standards. No comic. Some people will use funny fonts that are used to design. You will come and use it in documents. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Have a consistent branding. Clear. You said it saved us from losing files. Oh, okay. Have a consistent branding. Clear, uncluttered designs. You get? So standard formatting, standard document formatting. We've spoken about this. Basic spreadsheet skills for admin VAs. What spreadsheets matters for VAs? I'm not sure we will be able to finish this class today. My baby is even crying already. It is already late. I think we'll just continue from here in the next class. Do we have any question? Do we have any question? Am I talking to myself? Do we have any question? Okay, Okon. We'll just continue from here in the next class. Okay, okay. You can't possibly format a document with PDF now. Call me backs. You can't format a document with PDF. Oh, okay. We'll start from here in the next class. We'll start from here. We'll start from here. So, guys, thank you for joining today. See you. Bye for now.